Welcome into Sportscape. My name is Derek Claburn. I'm once again joined by John Felipe. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Luke Kuechly's in the Hall of Fame. Tedero McMillan, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hornets on an 8-game winning streak. What more could you want?
You gotta be feeling good if you're a Charlotte sports fan. I'm telling you. I mean, a lot of good vibes going around. A lot of good things going around. Panthers feeling good after a great season that's putting that trajectory in the right direction, go on the upwards trajectory.
Yeah.
Um, Hornets playing exceptional basketball right now. I mean, on an 8-game winning streak for the first time since 1998. So what more can you
Crazy.
ask for right now?
And it's
Yeah.
funny because we're the only team in the NBA to not have done it since the release of the PlayStation. But hey,
Incre-
now is as good a time as ever.
yeah. It's never too late. It's never too late. It's always, it's always time. It could be always time to make a move, make a jump. You know. But man, I think we've been waiting for this for a while as, Charlotte fans or like, Hornets fans even. I mean, if you follow any type of, Charlotte basketball, you're like, when is the Hornets going to become relevant? When are they going to become relevant again? And this season, I feel like they've made a statement. They've, by, you know, put some games, stringing some games together where they've been able to play exceptional basketball and finally have players that you can actually build around, play a style of
Yeah, it's
basketball that can
exciting
bring
to
consistent
see
winning.
that core that we built with LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, and Con Knippel, the number 4 overall pick, that a lot of people, including myself, were not excited about at first, or
Yeah.
at least excited about the prospect. We felt like we lost out on the Cooper Flag sweepstakes after so many years of being swept over in the NBA draft, and so for Concanipple to come, it's like, okay, all right, we get a guy, good, Cooper Flag's teammate, somebody that's a good 3-point shooter, you know, not bad, but he's shown to be so much more than that. He is just the ultimate basketball player, somebody that has every aspect of his game fine tuned. He's able to understand leverage, understand where to be. I think he's the number 1 or number 2 in terms of movement per night, like
Hmm.
in bringing his gravity around. Like that with LaMelo Ball and then Brandon Miller coming back with his shoulder, like he just repaired his arm. Every night he has that shoulder thing, and
It's funny because it kind of looks like I don't know if you guys Captain like America fans like the Winter Soldier, like kind of how his shoulder is
yep.
like it,
Yeah, it
it
does.
looks
That's
like
what
that a little
exactly. It
bit.
looks like a superhero coming back from the dead. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what I was alluding to. Like, and it's awesome to see them all work together, and with them as starters, they have the highest win percentage of any starting lineup in the NBA this season,
Yeah.
which is
I mean,
wild.
they have incredible. I mean, they have the highest offensive rating, the highest net rating among the most minutes of any lineup.
And their January was, I mean, legendary. Their January run, and they play tonight at 7, so they could make it 9 games in a row. They're at 8 games in a row, and not only 8 games, but 8 games with efficiency, consistent
Yeah.
efficiency. And it was like the only team other than the Lakers and the Showtime Lakers and the Miami Heat with LeBron and Dwayne Wade to have 250+ point leads in the same month.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible what they're doing. I mean, you can just see the offense, man, like the way they play. Like in the past, you was a little like Lamelo Ball like centric. It was like he was creating everything, like whether it be like he's either creating a shot for himself or for others. But now
Yeah.
with Brandon Miller, Khan, Nipple, I mean, he's empowered the other players, and then like they've
And LaMelo at the time was still he still is inefficient. Like the video we watched the other day about LaMelo Ball's efficiency. He's
Yeah.
he's not the most efficient player, but it used to be a detriment because he wouldn't create a net positive. But when he
Right.
has playmakers around him, it could be a net positive because he makes plays that nobody else would. That you're like,
Right.
okay, we can have a little inefficiency if you're going to create these explosives. He's like the Brett Favre of of the NBA, where like Brett Favre would, or like Jameis Winston, somebody that would like create turnovers, but also make these explosives that nobody else could create.
Yeah. Definitely. Because he takes shots like nobody else is taking. He takes shots that like you take like on a playground or if you're playing pickup or something. He's doing that in the actual NBA game.
Yep,
Like he just doing whatever he feels like. He just having fun with it. He's just playing like he plays a
he
certain way.
plays
He's always
spitball,
played that way. Yeah,
and
he's played
always
like that.
has. And it's like
Yeah.
people are forgetting, like, oh, you can do that. you know?
Yeah.
So it's funny to see like the way people defend him, where it's like I'll guard off because there's no way he takes the shot, and he takes the shot and swishes it. Like,
Yeah. I mean, we talked about. I mean, his gravity, man. It just opens up the floor for everyone because he's taking shots like like you said, that nobody else think, and they think he will take, and then like they guard him like he's a number one option, like on a on a winning team. So
yeah,
like he's attracting double teams, he's attracting extra eyes on him. So he's just able to make the open pass. And now you got Con Knipple who's shooting 42% from three on the court. Brandon Miller's shooting the three ball well this year. I mean,
yeah,
lately. So then Miles Bridges. I mean, you got Grant Williams and you know guys off the bench. Colin Sexton was shooting the ball well before he left. But I mean, all types of guys
yeah. Now,
making
now we
plays.
got Kobe White as well.
Kobe White, which is a great addition. But yeah, he just the way he attracts gravity and attention, and having other playmakers on the court like Con Nipple, like guys, Brandon Miller, guys who consistently create their own shots and then create for others. And then you got guys like everybody else, the role players, they just play their roles. I mean, Grant Williams, Miles Bridges, Musa
It's so
Diabate,
much better
Ryan
now.
Paulbrenner.
And I think the biggest question, I mean, throughout the Hornets fan base has been for years, what are we going to do with Miles Bridges? Like,
Yeah,
are we going to keep him? Are we going to try to upgrade? It seems like he's been in trade rumors for years,
absolutely.
and so I'm kind of glad we kept him, just because why would we mess this up? That's like one of LaMelo's best friends on the team, if not his best friend, and then like all these consistent wins with this lineup. Why even mess it up? Like, we'll deal with that
Correct.
during the offseason if we need to. Like, and let's
Yeah,
see, maybe we can upgrade at power forward. I think Miles Bridges has been consistently himself. Like, he's been consistently at his floor. Like, you're not gonna, what he is, and he's not gonna go
yeah,
beneath that. He gives a little bit of flashes sometimes, and sometimes makes a little bit of knuckleheaded plays, but I think we know what he is, and he's somebody that's consistently there. He has amazing durability, and like, why would you mess that up? And it's LaMelo's friend, like, so I think it's good to have him there. Honestly, we should maybe draft a developmental power forward or something. Maybe we could see how Tijon Saloon fares. you know,
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you definitely don't mess with the chemistry right now with the way they're playing. I mean, they're playing so well right now. The only way you do, like, if you can actually get an upgrade over them, then you do that. But if you can, I mean, you keep them until you can find an upgrade or, develop a
yeah.
player into that. You know what I'm saying?
The only
So,
thing I was thinking would have been a possibility where I would want to trade Miles Bridges, because personally I wanted him to stay. Be in a Giannis package.
yeah. Yeah. Giannis package. Like, if you could have got, like, in a less, to a lesser degree, Anthony Davis, but he's a little injury prone. So I don't know too
He's
much.
out for the
But
rest of the year.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, but like those are like the only people like really at that position that's really like available, available right now. So that would be actual upgrades over him at this moment. So I mean, but he's been excellent in his role. Like I said, everybody's buying into their roles. I mean, they're playing so well, unselfish basketball, moving the ball around, making the extra pass. I mean, they play
Charles
at such
Lewis
a
is a
fast
great coach.
pace. Absolutely. And then I mean they're playing defense too. I mean, before they're really just an explosive offensive team, but
And it was
they're really
annoying.
buying in
It
on
was
defensive end
annoying.
before.
It was annoying
Yeah,
because we just let other teams like walk all over us, and the only way that we would succeed is if we just had a 3-point contest. like
yeah, for sure. And like, I mean, I think it's the biggest turnaround really has been the buy-in on defense. I guess the unselfish basketball, the ball movement, and then like this guy's being able to stay healthy because they've dealt with so many injuries over the years. Like Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, they're always out in and out the lineup,
Our two best
forever.
players.
Right. So
And I think
I
the
feel
addition of Con Knipple cannot be understated. I think he right now, if we had the number one overall pick, I'll put it like this: I would be hard pressed even thinking about Cooper Flag or Conca Nipple. Not because Conca Nipple's a better prospect, but he just fits what we need so perfectly.
yeah.
And so, we didn't need the Cooper Flag type archetype. We could definitely use him. We would love to have
Oh
him.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Conca
for
Nipple
sure.
makes our offense with Brandon Miller, with LaMelo Ball, with Diabate Moose, like just works so perfectly.
Yeah, I mean they need that knockdown shooter. I mean another guy that attracts a lot of attention. I mean, and it has the potential to become one, if not the best shooter, one of the best shooters in the league already, and probably the best shooter eventually. Once Klay Thompson and Steph Curry they go out the league, he'll probably be the best shooter in the NBA because I mean his shot is so pure. I mean you just see it.
And
His
it's the
form is perfect.
fundamentals. It's something
Yeah,
that can be replicated.
absolutely. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, the injuries really were what they were doing with most, and then like they're able to be healthy for a long period of time, and then like because the Hornets they started the season 4-14, and then now like over the last like I guess a couple months they're 20-14, so they've turned it around in that area, and then like now they're like in the 10th spot in the in the East,
Hey,
fighting for
we're playing
position.
if it happened today.
Oh yeah, fight with teams like Chicago and Atlanta and
Atlanta.
Orlando and
We
Miami.
play Atlanta tonight actually at 7:30.
Yeah, I mean a big game for seeding purposes.
Huge game,
So
9 and 10
yeah,
in the East.
for sure. So it's like I mean they're in that mix, and then I mean they're close enough where they can keep moving up too. So I mean if they can continue to keep this going, they can have a better I mean
I think it wasn't
home court
the
advantage and
beginning of the
playing
season.
maybe.
The beginning of the season wasn't representative of our team. I think like
Yeah,
what we started off like 6-14 or something like that. Like I think it wasn't representative of our team because we were so injured and our starters were so injured. Like they were never in the same lineup at the same starting five at any point.
yeah,
And then once we started getting our starters together, we started winning. So I feel like we're better than people might give us credit for.
absolutely. I mean, and they've had some great wins over team like contending teams too. Like they beating the Spurs, the Rockets. I mean, they beat OKC and
We beat all
OKC.
four teams in the top of the West.
Yep. I mean, Lakers. I mean, they beaten a lot of teams. 76ers. I mean, so it's been. I mean, teams that were playing well at the
Spurs,
time. Yeah, Spurs, Nuggets,
Hornets.
Rockets. Yeah, Cavs. They beat them. So I mean, they beat some good teams over the course of these last couple of months. So and then they're just keeping it going, keeping momentum going, get more confident. You can feel it. They get more confident and like feeling like they can beat anyone on any given night, which you can in an 82 game season. I mean, because most teams are like because of course in the past the people who they play the Hornets are like, oh, it's just the Hornets. We don't really have to come out, do
Yeah,
what we got to do. So, but now they make
yeah,
it
it'll be a
put people
chill
on
night.
notice. Yeah, like people put teams on notice. Like, hey, you actually got to come in here and we're gonna win these games because if not, we're gonna blow you out. Or we're gonna make you guys, look silly out here because we gonna play hard. We're gonna play fast. We're gonna play unselfish basketball. We gonna get up and down. We gonna put points up on the board. So if you don't come ready to play, you're just gonna get beat. And in the past, that wasn't happening. So it's definitely great to see what the Hornets are doing. I'm excited to see what they can do going forward. I mean, I expect them at this point. I expect them to be in the playoffs. I feel like they're one of the 8 best
Yeah,
teams
it would
in
be
the
fun. It would
East.
be fun at least. I feel as though, and I mean, it seems like the media consensus is like this is a scrappy Hornets team. They're like, let's see what they can do. It's entertaining to watch because we play a fast brand of basketball, like a
Yep.
lot of movement, a lot of quickness, a lot of offensive rebounds from Moose and Ryan Kolkbrenner. Like, so yeah, it's just like a very high paced, explosive brand of basketball.
Yeah. And Lamelo is just making all these crazy passes that
Yeah,
nobody else is really making. I mean,
yeah.
he's making all these
Yeah,
crazy
and he'll
passes.
be
Some
like,
guys
he'll
are
be crazy
capitalizing
with
on.
it too. he'll be like a little
Yeah,
cocky, but like he
yeah.
knows he's with it. So like sometimes it works and it makes a crazy highlight. Like he's over here like about to pick the ball up and without looking sweeps it behind his his back to his teammate, and like that could go wrong in a number of different ways, but it seems to work out more than not.
I mean, he has better players around him, people that complement his skill sets. Because
Yeah,
you got guys that actually can finish plays, be play finishers like Miles Bridges and Musa Diabate, and like these dudes can make plays. Brandon Miller, like I mean, all dudes that are super athletic, can finish on a fast break and transition, get up and down the floor, make plays in the open court. So these
right.
are guys that aggressively attack the basket. I mean, people move out the way because they're gonna dunk it over you on you if you're not watching. So it's like they're moving out the way, and then you got Conklin running to the 3 point line. So they gotta focus on Conklin where he's at on the court at
That's
all
right.
times. Yeah, so I mean, this works out great for everybody. So I mean, they're an exciting team. I mean, it's must see TV every night, really, right now. I mean, with the way they're playing. So I
Hey,
mean,
I'm
so many
excited to
people
see
are
what they
raving
can do
about them.
tonight. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
against Atlanta. We just beat Atlanta, I think, 4 or 5 games ago. So, hey, maybe we could do it again. Make it a 9 game win streak.
how long can they keep it going? Let's see
I know.
for sure.
Will they ever lose again?
Right. But like I said, it's been great to see. I'm excited. I feel like I want to go to a game now. Going, seeing how the way they're playing. I got
Oh,
like,
we should go to one.
yeah,
They're
catch a game
probably
before
not
the
that
end of the
expensive.
season. Oh yeah, probably not. But yeah, yeah, we definitely gotta go to one. We probably definitely plan that out. But yeah, man, it's been a great stretch for the Hornets. Let's see if they can keep it going, and we'll be definitely watching closely. You know, but yeah, moving along, man. Some Panthers news over the weekend. You touched on it earlier. T Mac being Offensive Rookie of the Year. Luke Kuechly making the Hall of Fame finally. But man, talk about Luke Kuechly and how great he was as a player. For those who might not know, I mean, obviously, and guys, I guess reminds some people. Obviously, maybe they forgot because he's been going for a while. So just
No,
reminding people how good he was.
yeah. I mean, Luke Kuechly, it's funny. He's one of the first players that I like watched over a long like their entire career, like from beginning to end. Because I was still young when he was drafted. So like he was one of the first that I actually saw like their career start every step of the way and then their retirement. And I'll tell you, he was a cheat code. Like it was more of a relief for me when I saw he made it to the Hall of Fame because I thought he should have been first ballot, like without a question.
For sure, for sure.
Like he's in the conversation for greatest linebacker of all time. He's in the conversation. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, I would put him over Ray Lewis or like we could debate about it. That's,
Hmm.
the fact that he's even in the room, in the conversation. That's first ballot, material. And so for him not to have made it last year was a little annoying. So like when he made it this year, it was more of a like, ah, good. Awesome.
Hmm.
Like then like being happy about it. It was more like he better have
Right. Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the type of player he was. Because he's someone that diagnoses a play before the play even happens, putting his teammates in position to succeed. Like if you should watch the compilations on YouTube of Luke Kuechly knowing the play, diagnosing it before it happened. Like it's fun to watch somebody be that good at football. you know.
Oh yeah.
And so that, and then he had natural athleticism, and obviously that's not even touching on Luke Kuechly, the dude, just an awesome guy. Like he was a no brainer.
I mean, he was effective for this in every fashion of defense. I mean, if you needed him to be the blitz and sack the quarterback, you could do that. If you needed him to go stop the run, he stuff the run, he'll do that in the backfield. I mean, could cover. I mean, it was a great coverage linebacker. I mean, and
Amazing coverage linebacker, underrated coverage linebacker, I might add. Honestly,
yeah,
I think
for
he's
sure,
underrated in every aspect, other than his intelligence. I think he's adequately rated enough for his intelligence, but like he's somebody that had such a great ability to just drift with running backs and tight ends and make just the craziest athletic interceptions People don't think of Luke
Yep.
Kuechly inherently as athletic. They think about his intelligence, but he was a crazy athlete too. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Like he racked up the tackles. Whenever you need a big play, he was making the play, whether it be an
yep.
interception, pass breakup, a key tackle. If you needed a
He was
sack or something,
clutch.
yeah. And it felt like in every big game, it felt like he had an interception. And like some of the biggest games, I'm just thinking about
Oh, of
like the
course. I mean, come on, those two in a row in the run to the Super Bowl against the
yeah,
Seahawks and Cardinals. Like,
yeah. It was just he was just a great player. A great ambassador for the Panthers, a great leader. And then think about it, like where the Panthers, defense was before he got there, and then just elevating them every single year, like making the best
and it's
defense in the
funny.
league.
I remember I was young at the time, so I was still learning about like the draft like process, but I was like Googling things because I was still interested in like just how they scouted. And I
Yeah,
saw Luke Kuechly rising up the ranks, and I was like, middle linebacker, that's like low positional value, right? Like in my mind, I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
I wanted like Fletcher Cox or Stephon Gilmore. Like, but boy,
yeah.
I was glad to be wrong.
Yeah, and you thinking like, oh, he went to Boston College. Like, they're not even a good football team. Like, why would you draft somebody from there? You know?
Middle linebacker from a mid school in the ACC. Like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like number 8 worthy to me.
Right? Yeah, you thinking like that. That's definitely what I was thinking at that time. I was
Yeah.
like, really? I was like, okay. I was like, all right. But then, what did he show, prove us wrong? You know?
Yeah, by becoming the second youngest Hall of Famer of all time.
Yeah, man. Just an amazing player, and
Yeah.
like I said, he just made the Panthers so fun to watch, especially defensively. It's like not too many teams are great to watch like defensively, but he made it
It
fun to
would
watch because he was making.
Our playoff runs would not have happened without him. Even our first one, where we started becoming a team in 2013 when we beat the Saints in a monsoon game where Luke Kuechly, that was the year he actually won Defensive Player of the Year. And I think in part because of this game, because that game won us the division and he had a record breaking number of tackles, like 23 tackles or something crazy. And that was just a grimy to the end game that we won like in the last seconds, and he had that performance. So, and the world saw, I think it was a 4-15 game. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah, man. But he was an amazing player, man, for sure. Yeah, but in addition, like T Mac, man, getting Offensive Rookie of the Year. That was great to see too. Like I said, we talked about him at length over this like this season. Just him
Right.
coming in and playing up to the level. A high level as a rookie. He played great football. You get to see he's growing. He's gonna be a great receiver in this league.
Oh yeah.
A number one receiver in this league. But let's talk about how good he's been this year and what you can see in his future.
Yeah. He's someone else that like when we were at pick number 8 at that time, I was not necessarily thinking it was going to be T Mac. I didn't even really analyze the possibility. So when it happened, I was like, okay. I was thinking maybe Jalen Walker, pass rusher or something. But
Hmm.
he has been absolutely incredible. Like watching him throughout this season from somebody that was not like a fanboy, like not like, like I was like, all right, let's see what we can do with him. I was thinking, okay, Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker number 1 and number 2. I thought, Jalen Coker was just going to be fine. Luckily, we had him because Jalen Coker missed a bunch of time with the quad injury. But to see him like go from like this rookie, we don't know what he is, to like a bona fide number 1 threat week in and week out, to the point where like defenses are planning for him. Oh, it's like we knocked that pick out of the park. We got lucky that he was even available. Like if we redrafted, he would not make it to our pick. you know so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what he can be and how he can grow, especially now that he has a year under his belt. He's still the silky smooth route runner. and really just smooth in all of his movements, has that long, lanky frame. But now we're putting him in more of a position to succeed by putting Jalen Coker more prominently out there, and defenses need to worry about him, you know. And I think
Hmm.
that's why the Jalen Coker game was so successful in the playoff game, because we started featuring him more in the previous weeks, but they didn't really know that he had that capacity. So they were still like kind of guarding T Mac. So the stats might be deceiving, because even though T Mac didn't do nearly as well as Jalen Coker in that playoff game, he was the reason for it happening. You know, so having two receivers like that, and then on top of that, now we have Xavier Leggett. Let's see what he can become. Maybe we can find a role for him that he can be elite in. And then let's see what we can do with Jimmy Horn. We still have David Moore. Like, we can draft another weapon. So I
Hmm.
think T Mac's trajectory is only up from here.
Definitely. I mean, thinking about when they drafted him, I just remember like watching his tape and like just seeing him jump, like seeing how smooth he was at his size. I mean, to be that smooth, to be that like, the way he is just like he moves. It just looks so cool, so crisp when he's running his routes, and
Yeah,
like, and it's like he has the ability to like like yards at the catch too. Like he's faster than you think. Like he still is able to make plays like after the catch
it's
and
just,
like his
see what
ability.
the difference between me, like when I was a kid, when I was talking about that Luke Kuechly draft, like, oh, shouldn't we get a positional player that, like, has higher value? And me now is, I realize the only thing that matters is drafting good football players. And some things you can't explain. They might not have the fastest 40-yard dash. They might not be the biggest, the tallest, the strongest, but they consistently are good at football. You have to observe why they are. And you can get nerdy about it and see, like, because with somebody like T Mac, just the smoothness and allowing him to weave in and out and then turn that trajectory into speed. Like, you can get nerdy, but it always is the same thing. They produce. So people
Hmm.
that produce consistently, you might be overthinking it by not, like, because they're not the biggest or strongest or tallest.
Definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, can you get open?
Exactly.
When you need it most, when you need it most, when a guy knows you're gonna, when you guys know what type of route you're gonna run, can you still get open? Can you still catch the ball even if a defender is all like draped on you? Like can you make
That's the
plays when you
difference
need it?
between Jalen Coker, who was undrafted, that can do those things, and Xavier Leggett, that seemingly so far cannot, even though he's bigger and thicker and faster, and more explosive.
Right, exactly, exactly. I just remember like seeing like T Mac. I mean, I remember he had like some crazy catches in college, like one handed catches. Like you just,
Consistently.
like, I mean, it was just crazy. So you just see him like pop off the page, and when the Panthers drafted him, I was like, oh yeah, I think he's going to be a good player for him. I mean, even if it wasn't like their most like pressing need, but even like this seeing like them
Yeah.
going after that, I was just like, man,
And
Bryce needs somebody like that. Yeah,
at the time, we still had Adam Thielen too. You forget about that. So that there was, like, nobody was really thinking that was really a possibility. If
exactly.
anything, it would have been like Tyler Warren.
Yeah, 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 for sure. But you get to see like yeah, Bryce needs that. I was like thinking to myself like Bryce needs that type of player, and then he showed it this season why he needs that type of player. The chemistry they have, I think, is only gonna get better. But just to see what they were able to do this year and like in their first year together, and think about what they can do in the future. I mean, having
That's yeah.
weapons like that. I mean, him, Jalen Coker being a 1-2 punch as receiver duo. It's only going to make their offense better. Going forward as they continue to grow. Mature, and
That's the
build that
thing, because
chemistry.
it kind of reminds me of, to bring the NBA reference back, of Con Knipple. Watching him so far, I'm like,
Mhm.
wow, this good, this quick, and I can tell that they're just scratching the surface. Like, I'm excited to see where they can go.
Definitely, definitely. And it's like, because, I mean, you need that to win games. You need explosive players on the outside that can get open at any time. So having two guys like that, I mean, it helps. I mean, so a young, great offense like that, pieces that you can build around offensively is always great,
Yeah.
and then so it definitely has something they can build for the future in that area, and seeing that the Panthers are being spotlighted, in a way like Hall of Fame, Rookie of the Year honors. I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while since they've been able to be spotlighted in that type of
I
way.
mean,
So
this is the first. Luke Kuechly was the first Carolina Panther that played their entire career with the Panthers to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. That
wow,
and then T Mac, the first in 10 years to be even more than 10 years. Cam was 2011, so
yeah.
15 almost. Like, I
And
mean,
was Luke Kuechly defensive rookie of the year too, or
yeah, for offensive rookie of the year. But yeah, he was.
yeah? I was just asking. This I was thinking about it. Get in mind, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's incredible for sure. Um, but yeah. But think about it, like just thinking about like where Charlotte sports is right now, like Panthers and Hornets being able to
Oh
talk
yeah.
about them in an exciting way, like not being like, oh man, it's the people mention the Panthers and Hornets because when you go around, people like say you're from Charlotte, like, oh man, I feel bad. People be like, oh man, you got the Hornets and Panthers, I feel bad for you, man. And then you'd be like, yeah, I mean, they're coming along, and you're like, and then as for me personally, like they're not my favorite team, so I'd be like, well, I'm a Colts fan and I root for
Yeah.
LeBron, so that's so I
Yeah.
really have something else to root for. So I'm like, yeah, but I mean they're coming along, So I'm like, I always I always root for them to play well and do well. So hopefully they
It
can
is
turn around at
wild.
some point.
It is wild with the Hornets because like they were so bad for so long, and I just started following them like kind of tangentially in like 2020. So
Hmm.
I didn't know their real history. I just knew as long as I knew them, they were not good. Like, and so that
They
on
only
top
made the playoffs twice.
and they
Like in the last like 20 years, like this made it to
and
the playoffs twice.
their play-in bouts where I was actually rooting for them heavily. Their play-in bouts led in like blowouts against the
Got
Pacers,
completely annihilated in those games.
and it was
Like
embarrassing because the year before they had gotten blown out, and they put that all over their locker room, like to remember. Ah, we'll never forget. And they
yeah.
apparently forgot. They got blown out by another team.
Yeah, yeah. But I remember, I definitely just like, and you will watch it from time to time because you'd be like, oh man, the Hornets are on, but
Yeah,
because you're like, oh man, they're a fun team, especially at home. They always like tend to play well at home, even if they
especially with
lose. But
Lamelo.
yeah, it'd be an exciting game, even if they lose. You're like, oh man, at least you go see them put up points. They're gonna put up points with Lamelo out there. So it's like, you watch them, like, okay, they're exciting to watch, but when are they gonna put together, a team that can actually win games consistently? That's
Exactly.
what we were
And
thinking
that's
over
what
the
people were
years.
talking about with LaMelo. Like, oh, he's fun, he's flashy, but when is he going to play winning basketball? And here we go. He has a team. Now he can
Exactly.
play winning basketball. I feel like they mischaracterize him because of his play style. And it's like, okay, he makes up for the lack of efficiency at times with these explosives that like you cannot replicate, and he adds gravity. Like I feel like there's just old heads like looking at it and being like, you can't play basketball like that. You got to pick up your pants and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's easier to hate on when you're losing, like when you're losing, because
Exactly. It's like we didn't
it's
have a
like,
team around him. Now suddenly the same exact play is successful.
and most people don't watch the Hornets like closely, no way. So they just talking off the
Yeah.
side of their mouth. Like they're like they see like every once in a while they're tuning in and be like, oh man, like I guess the kind of intelligent they be like somebody asked them because they're supposed to be in an NBA analyst and watch every team. So when someone asks them like, man, what's wrong with the Hornets? You're thinking to yourself like, oh man, what if I heard about the Hornets? Lamelo, oh he plays
LaMelo
like a
Ball,
street
but
baller.
you know what? That's actually the perfect thought process because that's probably exactly what happens because nobody's watching them in the first place. They don't even know. And it is like, oh, I don't know about the Hornets, but I'm on live TV. Well, LaMelo does not play winning basketball.
literally, you see it all the time. Like you could always tell when they don't watch the teams closely. You be like,
Yeah,
what? Are you actually watching the games? It's like
no.
he
And
doesn't
that's
play when
why
he's on the
it's
street.
awesome that this streak with the Hornets has had multiple national games as well. And games
Absolutely.
that they won like in convincing fashion, like showed that they were like up to the task. It wasn't like fluky, you know.
Definitely, definitely. And I think that I think the best thing that's happened for the Hornets, in addition to like like players being like actually being better than we thought, is just like the new ownership, new like people in charge, like GM, front office, all that, because the
Jeff Peterson,
previous people in charge
Carlos
was
Lee,
garbage. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, the leadership group, all of them. I think it's a big difference than Michael Jordan, which is wild because you would have thought Michael Jordan would be the
I
goat
mean,
at this, you know.
yeah, I mean,
He
yeah.
killed it.
I mean, he's the best, greatest of all time, and then like in charge of your franchise. You're thinking like, obviously he knows who's good and who's not, but
Exactly.
he when you
No,
go back and
like
look at his,
at times it's like he didn't even care. Like
yeah, like he's like he's just looking at schools like, oh, that guy went to Duke, draft
UNC.
him. UNC, draft him. Like it's like you can tell he's not actually like going and looking like scouting and like seeing what these guys do well. Like he's
And then
looking.
he would also have a lot of like emotional ties to people.
Yeah,
The GM, the coaches, it would just be like good old boys rather than like who's actually good at their job.
exactly. So like just seeing the difference in them, because like I said, the draft picks like look like you just logically like I'm just a fan. Like I watch basketball all the time, so I'm like you look at who they drafted. It's like in the moment you're like, bro, that's a bad pick. Like why would you pick these dudes? Like he doesn't do anything good. Like he was like you could tell like I watch a lot of college basketball, so I could say, oh, that guy he's probably only gonna be good in college. Like literally, like he does. It's not gonna translate to the NBA. You can tell like certain traits like doesn't do that. Like he like that slow, methodical, like you gotta like like a supreme athlete to really excel at the
Right.
NBA level. Unless you already have like those like superstar players on your team. When you have a bunch of similar players on the team, like as the Hornets and the Bobcats at that time, it's like you just put a bunch of mediocre players together, and they're not gonna be able to like nobody standing out or you know making
Yeah.
themselves any of their teammates better because everybody does the same thing. So people are just like easy wins because they all are mediocre players, and none of them like jumps off the page or does anything
It's been like
exceptional.
that for years. Like
Yeah,
because I mean I started actually following the Hornets like 5 6 years ago, but I had been aware of them. Like I
yeah,
oh the NBA draft's going on. Let's see what's going on. Like let's see what the Hornets or the
yeah,
Bobcats at the time do. And
yeah.
like I had just seen year after year of like getting people being disappointed. Michael Kidd Gilchrist, Cody Zeller, Frank Kaminsky, like other than Kemba Walker, like
Other than Kimba,
yeah,
other than Kimba, it's been bad draft picks after
everybody was
draft pick.
trash.
That the French guys, all them dudes, the foreign guys, they always
Oh
be
my gosh,
drafted
Nick
like bro.
Batum.
Agentsa and all these dudes, and like even Salon when he got drafted, we was just like, why are you drafting these dudes? Like you never like who was talking about these dudes that you guys say, oh yeah, he's gonna be good. Like but and think about it, these are top 10 picks. That's why we're talking about it like this because you're supposed to be
Yeah,
getting short things as a top 10 pick. You're supposed to be getting short things like dudes that
yeah.
gonna help your team, not dudes like, oh man, they got it's all based off potential or stuff. Like it's like potential. What can he do now? Like, does he have the traits to play now and
Wasn't there
be
another Kentucky guard that we got, or was it just Michael Kidd Gilchrist?
Michael Kidd
Somebody,
Gilchrist,
somebody from
from
Kentucky
Kentucky? Oh, what was that dude name?
that we got, and that we were like expecting some from.
From Kentucky. I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me eventually, but it'll come to me eventually. It'll come to me eventually. But yeah, man, it's definitely great to see. Like I said, Panthers, Hornets doing their thing for sure. But yeah, it's a great time to be a Charlotte sports fan right now for sure.
Seriously, and we still have so much time like to go with the Hornet season. We don't even know like if they've reached their
To the
apex.
ceiling, yeah, for sure. But man, we know. Well, tomorrow, the biggest game of the year, the Super
Right,
Bowl, it will be taking
right.
place. Um, I mean, very like an interesting Super Bowl. Probably not the most hyped or the most like you know I guess like as far as like star power as like being the best, but a very intriguing Super Bowl. Like the Patriots, Seahawks, definitely two teams that have played well. I feel like it's gonna be a good game. I mean, I've heard like people's takes on it and different things, and it's interesting to see like what matchups and what's gonna really separate the two teams. But who you think are the X factors in this game, John? Like what's going to determine the winner of this Super Bowl? What do you think?
I think this is going to be an interesting game. I guess the game script is going to play a large role in how it turns out. I think because there are two very different and similar teams in certain ways. The Seahawks defense is playing at an elite level right now. And Sam Darnold is just being asked to do what he needs to do. And he has a reliable weapon in Jackson Smith and Jigba and multiple other safety valves like Kenneth Walker, you know. So I feel like they're going to be able to kind of maintain a slow churn and burn kind of game, and they'll be fine with that. And then the Patriots kind of want it to just be splash plays. Like if there's just splash plays, who can get the most splash plays? I think that it's going to end up being a Seahawks or a Patriots victory, but the Seahawks would win more so with a traditional like this is the way the game is structured. We have a down, they have a down, we have a down. Like if it plays like a normal football game, I think the Seahawks win 7 times out of 10.
Yeah, for sure. Because when you think about it, Seahawks are the more complete team. Like they're pretty much good at everything. Like they're good at running the ball. They're good at defending the run. I mean, pass rush are pretty decent. I mean, they got good coverage on the back end. I mean, they have guys like JSN, like you talked about, explosive guys. Rashid Shaheed on
Yeah.
the outside. They can make explosive plays. I mean, they got a good tight end, AJ Barner, who can make plays over the middle of the field. Intermediate routes. Like so, it's like they and a good offensive line that can block well, and it's like they got good, like very good at every single position. So and then like you said, the Patriots they rely on splash plays, like flashy stuff, like Drake May getting outside the pocket, making plays with his arm, making all these crazy throws, and then with his legs extending plays, and then guys making exceptional catches like Stephon Diggs and Keyshawn
Yeah.
Booty, on the outside. So and then
Stephon Diggs
defensively,
just had another case open up too. I saw. I
oh
don't know if you
wow,
saw that. I don't know what was going on, but he just had another case. I was like, oh, wow, before the Super Bowl, bro.
yeah, the boy living a wild life for sure.
Yo, exactly.
But definitely. And then the Patriots defense. I mean, they rely on sacks and turnovers. I mean, that's what they pretty much relied on defensively in these games. I mean, I think they have at least a turnover in every game they played so far in this playoffs. So that's what they rely on, getting extra possessions and making like plays, so they can explosive plays, impact plays that can help them because they might not be the most fundamentally sound defense or like fundamentally sound like offense, like
Right.
get you off the field type of things, like this is what we do in technique wise. But I mean, they make plays. They have guys like Christian Barmore and Milton Williams. I mean, they've been playing exceptionally well throughout the playoffs. I mean, making collapsing the pockets on these quarterbacks. I mean, making plays like putting pressure on the quarterback. And that's what they need to do against Sam Darnold because we all know when he gets pressured, that's when he's like, he has to make these erratic decisions. Like, you got to make quick
He starts
decisions
to see ghosts.
for sure. You want to get it to where, I mean, if you just force him into one turnover, I feel like in his brain it's going to be like, oh man, he's gonna hesitate. He might see somebody open, but he might hesitate. It's like it's like you want to get him playing faster than he wants to play. And then because you force him into turnovers, I mean his confidence is just gonna get lower and lower, and then you got him at that point. You get extra positions for your offense, and we don't have to worry about the weather because they're playing, in San Francisco
You
or
know,
whatever. So,
or yeah,
so
yeah, warm climate.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, both offenses should be able to produce and do things that they want to do. Um, but like I said, it's about forcing Sam Darnold to me do things he doesn't want to do well. Like force him to take like the underneath stuff because he doesn't want to do that. He wants to make the explosive plays down the field to JSN and Rashid Shaheed. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really want to take the underneath stuff to like, the check downs and stuff. Like we've seen him like he'll force things at times when you get pressure. We saw it in the regular season. I mean, he's done better with that throughout the postseason, I think. I mean, he's grown and matured in that area. I feel like been able to make quicker decisions.
Right.
But I feel like if you can get pressure on him and disrupt his rhythm, I feel like you got an advantage in that.
I think he's a
But yeah,
good linear athlete, but he's not the best quick athlete, you know? So if you can like scare him and thinking into like, cuz he'll try to get the ball out quick. He's not necessarily the best at like making people miss, which I think is fundamentally the opposite of Bryce Young. He's like the opposite of that. He has no like big girth or like speed and strength and explosiveness, but he'll like weave in and out and like quickly make people miss, which is more important, to be honest, as a quarterback, because it's just making people miss, having that extra split second to throw it. Sam Darnold is more of a bruiser in the open field, but he doesn't create much extra time because he doesn't have the quickness to do so. And so you can lure him into some errant throws.
definitely. And like you said earlier, I mean, he's a guy that likes to stay on script. Like if the play is supposed to be this way, the way the design and the way the scheme is like creating like an opening for, that's when he excels. Like, oh, like man, this crossroads open. Like, yeah, let me go ahead and rip this. Or this dude is this you ski something where dude's open downfield. He's like, oh
And
man,
at
yeah, I
that
can make this throw.
exactly what you're saying. At that point, he can make any throw in the field.
Exactly. Like that's what I was saying. Like if you can disrupt him and get him off script, get him off time, like oh, this play is here, and he throws it and you intercept it. Like oh man, I thought that play was gonna be open because that's the way we've been practicing it, and it's intercepted. You start messing with his confidence, and then you
Yeah.
got him at that point. You start weakening his confidence throughout the game. That's something I feel like the Patriots gonna have to do to be able
Yeah,
to
and
win the
I
game.
think that's actually I think there's truth to it with Sam Darnold, just because I mean, obviously, like these are all professionals. Like these are guys that are able to like get past adversity. But I think with Sam Darnold, I don't think maybe confidence isn't the word, but like there's a tangible impact in his ability after you've shown the capacity to get to him quickly.
Hmm.
So it might be his confidence. It might be like his body like betraying his mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like even he's like, no, I'm confident, I believe in this, but like he just can't like you know but it happens statistically.
Yeah. For sure, definitely. And like Drake Mason to the opposite. Like I mean, he thrives in chaos. Like he's just a guy. Like man, like oh, you gonna make me get outside the pocket and make this impossible throw that nobody thinks anybody can make? Oh, let me go ahead and make this throw,
There's a
or let me go
reason
ahead.
there's a reason that Drake May is the second leading MVP candidate and Sam Darnold isn't.
Yeah, right, right. Even with how great this season the Seahawks had, I mean, he wasn't really in
Exactly.
the conversation. Yeah. So like it's more like team, like team everything, like going everything around it being great. They're helping Sam Darnold,
They
and
have
with
a
the
better
Patriots, like
team, but Drake May
right,
provides the X factor.
exactly. Like Drake May is just like, oh, let me put my team on my back and like make this offense good when we don't really have elite weapons on the outside or elite running game or elite offensive line. Like none of these things. None here. Like I don't have any elite players, but I'm gonna make these players better than they are. Like I'm gonna make this offense better than it should be. Like my running threat helps the running game. Like I'm
Yeah.
able to make the extend plays and help Stephon Diggs get open if he did get open on like an initial play, or like Kayshawn Booty down the field, like making like a throw that like only where he can catch it, like the defender draped all over him, only he can catch it because it's like right in his hands, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
That was
like,
yeah.
yeah. So it's like he's doing these type of plays that's helping his offense out, even though they may be, not as good, by themselves.
Oh yeah.
for sure. But man, like I said, this is gonna be a good game. I definitely think. I mean, hopefully it goes down to the wire and it's not like a blowout or anything. But you know,
Yeah, not boring.
yeah, like a who or anything, because I mean, you going out, you watching it with different people. You want to have a good time and enjoy the game as being with your friends, your family, whoever you're watching it with.
At that point, it'll just be you in the wings and be like, all right, oh, they scored again. Nice. We
Yeah,
got any more
yeah,
rings?
yeah. And like, I mean, for whoever wins this game, is this new blood in there? I mean, we've been so
Yeah,
used to
that's
the Chiefs
cool.
being
Like
in there.
I
I'm,
was gonna say it's
yeah,
way more fun than like the Chiefs and then I don't know, the NFC version, the 49ers or Eagles.
for sure. I mean, you got the Seahawks winning. The Seahawks win, you'd be like, this is such a great story for Sam Darnold and the team because nobody thought they would be here. Like, I mean, nobody thought Sam Darnold could ever lead a team to a Super Bowl, let alone win a Super Bowl. And then it's like, the team is like, I mean, that's a good team. When you look at it, it's like on paper, you're like, man, that's a good team. But you never think like Super Bowl, like over like the Rams or like the 49ers or like the Eagles,
That's
even
the
like when you're
beauty of
looking
the
like
NFL
before the season.
playoffs. That's the beauty of the NFL playoffs. I like that about the playoffs. That like any team can win. It's any given Sunday. You just have to make it to the playoffs and then you can win. I mean, the Panthers almost did it against the Rams. Like it's just so much more fun like that than I do like the NBA system in that like the better team usually wins, but it does take away from some of that like you have a hope. It's just like, all right, check the box, check the box. You know the better team's gonna win, you know? Like
Right. NFL comes, it comes down to the team that's playing the best football at that time, and then like matchups, specific matchups, like who can exploit each
yeah.
other weaknesses the best,
And then it's even on top of that, it's any given Sunday. It's just
Exactly, for sure.
one win and you're, move on.
Yeah, man. But if I mean, and you think about it, if the Patriots win, it's gonna be like, man, they won with a flawed team, a little kind of. It's like Drake may really put his team on his back and help them win, and you're gonna be like,
Mike
man, this team,
Vrabel
yeah,
too.
Mike Vrabel being an outstanding coach.
Yeah.
You'll be like, man, this team's gonna be scary going forward. Like, think about how good they can get if they actually get some really like great players on this team. Like, it's gonna be incredible. Like defensively, you feel like they have some pretty good players, like Milton Williams, Christian Gonzalez. Like those guys are really good at their positions.
You know what he said?
Um,
Milton Williams said at the Super Bowl press media thing or whatever. He said he thought he was going to be a Carolina Panther during this offseason.
wow,
He said he thought he was going to be a Carolina Panther and he was looking up old Little League pictures of himself because he used to be the Panthers in his little league team. So he was looking up
wow.
old pictures like to put on social media when the signing was official. And the Patriots came in, I guess, with a better offer. We'll never know. I thought he was for like
We'll
5
never know
minutes.
what happened.
Exactly. For like 5 minutes, I thought we had signed Milton Williams.
Oh, crazy. I mean, now he's gonna be one of the deciding factors for a Super Bowl win, which is
Huge.
crazy, incredible. Yeah, man. And like I said, this game is gonna be very interesting, very intriguing. I definitely think that it's gonna be a close game. Um, like I said, to me, it might be a coin flip of who wins. I mean, I'm thinking, I feel like the Seahawks. If I had to put like a team that I think will win the most, or will probably be the Seahawks, just because they have a more complete team. It makes more sense that they win. But
Right.
Drake May, they have a chance because of Drake May and Mike Bravel. This is great coaching too. So
That's true.
I'm excited to see what kind of wrinkle he puts on the game because I know he's going to have something up his sleeve. You know, whether it's a trick play or whether it's something like a disguise like coverage or blitz that just tricks Sam Darnold and like they get like a pick six or something that just flips the game or something. I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what he
Yeah, it's gonna be
does
crazy to see if there's like explosives that happen on either side of the ball.
for sure. And then Rashid Shaheed for the Seahawks, like what he's done in the kick and return game. If he takes one back, I mean that can change the game too. So I mean, because he's been a great addition for the Seahawks. Like so, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens for sure.
Me too.
But man, in the spirit of Super Bowl times and stuff, mentioned to you is on the rundown. Like, do you have what are some of your favorite Super Bowl memories or moments? Do you have any like that stick out, or what do you think?
Oh, for me, I don't think I can like my earliest Super Bowl memory is my family from New York, and so they're
Hmm.
Giants fans,
Ah,
and I was an antagonistic little kid that didn't know anything about football. I was just like, I'm going for the Patriots. My earliest Super Bowl memory is the helmet catch. We were watching it on the big screen TV in my aunt's house, and at that time, TVs with big screens had big backsides too. It was huge. It was
yeah,
like
yeah,
actually a thick TV.
yeah, yeah.
I remember the helmet catch and everybody was screaming and like screaming like they were like, ah, you they're gonna win. Because I was going for the Patriots. I was
Yeah.
like, I just put my head in the couch. I didn't know why I was going for the Patriots. I just that's I
Too
think my
funny.
first Super Bowl memory ever.
Too funny. Too funny. Yeah. I think my earliest memory is like it had to be the Panthers Patriots Super Bowl like in '03.
I
Um
remember it, but I just didn't know like anything about football. I just knew that something was happening.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was I knew it was a big deal because everybody was talking about it. I mean, like you could just tell like everybody was excited. Like we actually watched it like at church, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. Oh, that would be
So
the
like
best service ever.
like literally we all just like gathered like at church to watch it, and we're just like I just remember like being there like, oh man, this is pretty cool. And I'm with my friends too, like they were all there like go Panthers, because that's what everybody's saying, like go Panthers, and it's like, you just remember, and then you just remember, I think I remember like the Jake Delhomme throw to Musa Muhammad. I just remember everybody going crazy on that play when he do it. Like I think that's still like the longest touchdown pass in
It
Super Bowl
is.
history
It
too.
is in Super
Yeah.
Bowl
So
history.
yeah, so I remember people going crazy about that, and everybody's going crazy, and there's a lot of people there too. So it's like, oh, you, and as a kid, you're just like, oh man, yeah, this is awesome. Like everybody going crazy and
Yeah,
stuff,
I could imagine.
and then like you just remember, I think we had took the lead, and then the
Oh,
John Casey play where he kicks it out
yeah,
of bounds,
I was gonna say the kick everybody remembers, and they gave him good
and
field position and
you
a
just like it was just like a complete like
deflation.
moan, like you was like, oh, like what is he doing? Like, oh man, like, and then it's like complete
See,
silence
that's the
as
thing that makes me think of with like the it hurts to even go back. And it's funny because I didn't know anything as a kid, but like I watch it back and seeing the game now from my perspective, I'm like,
yeah.
oh, and
Like we had, like they had it, they had
makes me
it.
think that way about the 2015 Panthers Super Bowl too. Like, because it
Oh,
was
that hurt.
it was 16-10 with 4 minutes to go, and we had seen it so many times before. Like, just Cam Newton was gonna take the ball down the field, he was gonna make a crazy run and do the Superman or something. And then for it to be the thing, and then on top of that, the embarrassment of Cam not jumping on it. Oh,
Oh man, that hurt. Yeah,
it
that hurt.
hurts today. It hurts today. Like,
That was like, yeah, that was just like, I mean, that hurt more than anything. Like this, the season they had, and then like
for it
the
to
Super Bowl
amount
playing
to
that way.
nothing but a meme. That's the thing that it hurts today. For it to become a meme, such a special lightning in a bottle season to become he didn't jump on the fumble. Oh, it hurts. It's still even me talking about it now.
Yeah, man, because that's what people, that's what people think about when they think
Associate.
about Cam now.
Literally,
And
that's
it
the
sucks
only
because
thing that didn't jump on the fumble. Don't know anything about him, but
they don't know anything about him, but that's what they remember him about. Like
oh,
it's like, oh
such a
man, like
magical season for it to be that.
magical season. I mean,
Hey,
they were
well, you know
they
what
play
makes
they were
me
the best team in the league.
yeah, we were 15-1. Like, it's so frustrating. But what makes me feel better is two things. One, the Carolina Panthers are on the right trajectory, and I think Bryce Young, Dave Canales, and Dan Morgan are the right trifecta. And I mean, come on, we got Jalen Coker. We're winning multiple. that that and the Hornets are on an upward trajectory too. So I'm like, all right, let me look forward to the future instead of the past.
Silver linings for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man. I mean, I think another Super Bowl memory. I think, funny enough, I don't really remember the Colts like when the Colts won. I don't really remember that one like vividly
That
when
was
I'm
a
watching it
while
as
ago.
a
That
kid.
was like 2006, right?
Yeah, 2006. I remember watching it. I remember vividly watching it as a kid.
Yeah.
Like I was like sitting down watching it just because our parents were Panthers fans, so I don't think we were probably watching it, but I don't really remember it as a kid. Like
I
I think I only
remember.
got.
Oh, go ahead.
I would say, the only thing I really remember is the kickoff. Like Devin Hester
I
returned
was
that
gonna
kickoff.
say I remember because the Devin Hester kickoff touchdown. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
That's exactly what I remember. And when I think I was becoming like a Colts fan, and I remember going back and watching it, being happy about it, like knowing more about it because I was a little older. But at
Yeah.
that time, I was just like, oh, okay, we're watching this, yeah. And it was cool but I was already like Peyton Manning because of Madden too. So that's what I was already like
Yeah,
kind of
I
rooting for
started
them at that
learning.
time.
That's around the time where I started learning people because of Madden, like and
Yeah,
knowing what was going on just because of Madden. But I didn't really
yeah,
understand it. Like even when I would do franchise mode, like we'd do the fantasy draft, I would be like with my brother, I don't know what's LB, what's OT. I know QB, I know
yeah,
WR. Like
yeah, yeah. Right, RB. I think even then it might have been HB. So he was like, "What's HB? Is that's
HB, I
saying
thought it was running
it's
back.
running back, right? He's thinking like that. You're like, okay, that's also running back. Okay, okay, halfback. Okay, all right. It's just like, yeah,
And
but
then
that was kind
3D
of funny.
RB, they have 3D
Yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
That's
funny
third
as fuck.
down running for
Turn down
folks
running
that
back.
are not
Not
Madden.
familiar with it. Third down running back. Yeah, for sure. I think but I think one of my other favorite ones had to be like Pittsburgh, Arizona. That would feel like that was a really good one, like an entertaining Super Bowl. Pittsburgh,
That
Arizona,
was
like
crazy. I think that was one of the early ones too. I remember that more because I watched Disney Channel a lot, and like they had like a Disney going to Disney World like commercial.
oh yeah,
Yeah, they were like something about like Heinz Ward or something saying, "I'm going to Disney World," and I just
oh
remember
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I didn't even know what that meant at the time. Like going to Disney World, it's like, what does
oh
that mean?
yeah. Like why is
Yeah,
he saying that? Yeah,
exactly. But I
yeah, it's
do.
just
I remember the concept of it. I feel like the first ones that I started to really watch, where I know this was after, but like that one with the Giants and Patriots. Like I know the
mhm.
Steelers and Cardinals was after, but the ones that I started to really watch and know fully, fully what was going on was like '09 and 10. Like was
Mhm.
that the Colts and Saints?
Colts and Saints. That was
Yeah,
the first one I was really a fan of that point. That hurt. That like that Super Bowl hurt.
yeah.
That was like the first one that really hurt.
Oh
Besides
yeah,
the Panthers one, yeah, the
I
one
would
in '03, but
imagine.
that one hurt too. Yeah, because I was just like, I was like really locked in on that one. I was like, oh man, like you know
And
how it
then the
happened.
Packers Steelers I remember a lot too. I think that was when
Hmm.
I was like really like knowing football and how it worked and like actually like watching it rather than just it being like a cultural event, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I think going back to the Steelers, Cardinals one. I think the one like Kurt Warner. I think him being on the Cardinals it really was cool because I think, well, I think when people like, I went to church a lot growing up, so it was obsessed because he was a Christian or whatever. So people were obsessed with him because of that. They're just like, oh yeah, we're rooting for Kurt Warner and stuff like that. And I was like, oh okay, okay, cool, Kurt Warner and whatever. And then I remember like playing because on Madden you could play the game before the game too. Like they used to have it where you could play like that Super Bowl matchup before the
Oh yeah,
game. So I
yeah.
remember doing that, and that was fun to do. I think I was playing with the Steelers though, just because they
They
had
used
better
to do
players.
so much like more creative stuff with Madden. It's a
Yeah,
shame to see what it's become.
for sure, for sure. But that catch to was Santonio Holmes.
Oh,
That
of
was
course, the
one.
toe tap, the
Oh man, I
original
remember.
Tony toe tap.
Yeah, I remember watching that live and just be like, oh, like that. Like I was really into football at that point. So I was like, oh, this is like the greatest catch I've seen. Like, I mean, I mean, the helmet catch was cool too, but that one, that one, I don't know if I was really watching that one live. I don't remember watching that one live. Like in my
Yeah,
memory, like thinking about it, I probably was, but I don't remember it like vividly, like I do
yeah,
remember the Santonio Holmes play. I just remember like, oh, like that catch was incredible. Like,
yeah.
like just watching it because the Cardinals had just scored and they went down and scored. I was like, oh man.
I think I was rooting for the Cardinals just because I was a Panther fan already by that time. Like I didn't really fully understand football, but I was a fan of the Panthers. And
Yeah.
we actually got to go to the sideline of the Cardinals Panthers game
Oh wow.
for some kind of thing. I think our neighbors' parents had some tickets or something.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
yeah, we could only stay in the sideline, but then uh, we were listening to it back and just Jake Delhomme threw 5 touchdowns and got demolished or whatnot. And then I just remember thinking, all right, well, at least they better win the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. Yeah, but I mean that was a special moment, that catch. I think after that, I'm trying to think. The Baltimore, like San Francisco one because the lights went
Oh, the
out. I
lights
remember
out
that one.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that
By
one.
that point I was fully aware. Like that's like
Yeah,
20.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. That was definitely aware. Baltimore winning that game was crazy. I
I
mean, because
wanted Baltimore to win it. Oh my gosh. Do you remember the Baltimore Denver game at Mile
oh man,
That game was one for the ages. I remember watching it in my parents' bedroom back when we lived at our old house, and like
hmm
within 2 minutes, there was like three different scores, and I just remember being baffled. Like all of us were like, "What in the world?"
what's going on? Yeah, for sure. It's like, man, this is crazy. Like, yeah, but we had some definitely some fun ones in between. I mean, obviously the Seahawks Patriots one, that one was crazy. I mean, everybody's rooting for the Seahawks because everybody hated the Patriots at that point.
going
Um,
back, going back and watching it, it was second down. I truly do not understand how they did not hand the ball off to Marshawn. I just don't get it. Why add
I
the
don't understand to this day.
why add the variables? Like
I mean,
unnecessary
you can
variables.
literally run it three more times, and that would have been cool. I mean, that was just a
And you
crazy,
would have
crazy.
gotten it. You would have gotten
Exactly,
it. It's
for
Marshawn
sure.
Lynch we're talking about.
Exactly, exactly. Like you
It
basically
makes
just gifted these
no
dudes a Super Bowl.
0 sense. Like the worst that would have happened is Marshawn Lynch fumbled, and his fumble percentage was incredibly low that year. So like, I mean, why even put the ball in harm's way? You know,
Crazy to think about. But yeah, that one. And then like the 28-3 one. We remember how me and you watched that one together. The 28-3 game. Like we was in college at that
oh
point.
my gosh, that was. I mean, that was. I I didn't think it was possible for them to come back. Like, so for them to come
Yeah.
back, it was just like, and it's funny. I was just talking to Jenna about this. Like, I don't feel like I think the German word is like Schadenfreude, like the satisfaction of pain in others. I don't I literally like the only reason I care if the Falcons or Saints lose is if it benefits the Panthers to get into the playoffs. Like I'm
Yeah.
not rooting for their downfall, but to
Right.
see that was a little satisfying. Like because of all the vitriol that's come from the
yeah.
Falcons over the
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at that point I was just wondering. I was rooting for the Panthers. I mean Patriots to lose. I was just like, I'm tired of this Tom Brady stuff, Patriots stuff. I'm like, I'm ready for these dudes to lose. 28-3. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah,
they
and
gotta
I
lose
was
this
happy.
game.
I was perfectly fine with it. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but then when
Yeah,
it
for sure.
happened, like,
Yeah, yeah. But it's a total collapse by the Falcons. I don't know what they were doing in that game. I still don't know what their game plan was or what the strategy was to what they were doing, throwing the ball up that with that type of lead that many times. Just ridiculous. And then the most insane things happened for the Patriots. I think what was it like Julian Edelman catch? We cut up like his foot or
Oh
something.
my gosh, that one like got scooped up. And there's like five Falcons around him, and it happened to like barely be pushed above the ground. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you
Oh my
serious right
gosh.
now?"
And when the Falcons were in field goal range, the sack that took him out of it, like, crazy.
That was a crazy game. I guess we were happy the next year when they lost to the Eagles though. Like
Oh, now that game was satisfying and fun. Well, yeah, like now that one, especially with the Philly special and Nick
the Philly
Foles.
special, that was incredible. Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was a good one.
It's funny because I had like a couple friends that were Eagles fans, and I remember one of my friends. He just kept showing me like the play that when Tom Brady like dropped, like they tried to do like the throw to like Tom Brady and he dropped it.
Yep.
And he kept showing me, like showing it to me, like a bunch of times. He's like, bro, this is. He's like, he just like showing it to me. We're in class too. He's like, he just showed it to me. He's like smiling, like looking, like
Ain't
yeah,
no
look, you see
way,
this.
not in class. LOL.
And I'm just like this dude. I'm weak. This is hilarious. But hey, I was happy about it because it was
Hey,
the Patriots
honestly
losing.
though, that drop could have saved the game because that was like third down, wasn't it? Or was it
Yeah,
fourth?
I don't even remember if it was third or fourth. I can't remember
It was
now.
a crucial moment.
It was a crucial play though, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it was this like all the memes that came from it was hilarious too though. But it
Hey,
was like
barely. Oh, you got to be quicker than that.
yeah, like the Super Bowl trophy, like going like through his
Yep.
hands, like
Yep. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he was affected because he had what we won like six other ones. I mean, but I mean,
I think he's doing
but
fine now. I think
yeah,
he's a small business owner. What was it? The Los Angeles Raiders, I believe. He's,
I would say he's doing pretty well. He's doing pretty well, doing well for himself for sure. It's kind of crazy though to think about. Like since then, since that Super Bowl, I don't really know if it's been like a super entertaining Super Bowl since then. Like maybe the Rams Bengals kind of, but the rest of them been kind of like I wouldn't say like entertaining. I would say
it was just
definitely
it
not.
went down to the last second. It wasn't really entertaining throughout.
Yeah, yeah, definitely not that Patriots Rams one. That was the worst Super Bowl I ever
That
seen in my
was
life.
boring as heck. That was like 7-3 or something. 7-3.
The worst Super Bowl I ever seen in my life. And then we had what it was like. I think it was Chiefs. Who did they play the first time? The
49ers
49ers?
was interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. The
First one.
first one. The first
Yeah.
one, yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. Chiefs, Buccaneers, right?
Now,
Big,
Chiefs Buccaneers was nobody thought the Chiefs were gonna win, or everybody thought the Chiefs were gonna win, and the Tom
they
Brady
got
show.
demolished.
Yep.
They got demolished because
And nobody saw the
Chiefs
result.
offensive line, Chiefs offensive line just forgot how to block in that game, and they were just killing Patrick Mahomes. It was crazy. But yeah, man, I don't really think it's been that many good ones. Last year was entertaining, so that one was bad. But expecting good things from the Seahawks, Patriots. I feel like this will be a pretty good game. Hopefully.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a good one. I think this is going to be an interesting one at the very least. It's not going to be. It's so fun to see a Super Bowl again. That's just like two teams that like aren't the best team in the NFL. Like
Yeah.
nobody really at any point said unequivocally this is the best team in the NFL. I mean, that the Seahawks weren't even the best team in their own division for a lot of the time. It was the
For a long
Rams.
time. Yeah.
So
Yep.
like it's cool to see just like any given Sunday. Let's see what these teams can do rather than it just being somebody dominating. And it might be somebody dominating, but
Might
it's going
be.
to be at least interesting to see what happens.
Exactly. For sure. But yeah, man. Um, have there been any more prospects or free agents that you've been looking at since the last time we spoke? You know, I think the Senior Bowl like ended last week. I mean, a lot of different
Right.
players are in that thing.
I
Um,
mean, I'm still a fan of Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker out of
oh
Texas
man,
Tech. He played well at the
yes.
Senior Bowl too, and I think if we can get him in like the third, that would be great because I've learned more about his weaknesses, and he is a tad bit undersized, and not just with like weight and girth and height, but like arm length, and his athleticism is a little lacking. He has straight line speed, but not necessarily um, quickness and change of direction, and it takes a little bit to build up. But it sounds like I'm talking bad about him. Those are his negatives. His positives: incredibly instinctive, surefire tackler, incredible with takeaways, like great in coverage and recognizing like everything that's going on. I feel like we can make something out of him, if we put him in a position to succeed. Uh, Other guys that I like at linebacker, CJ Allen out of Georgia, I would like him.
Hmm.
Obviously, Sonny Styles, if he falls, like that would be that would be
That would
great
be
if he
like
falls.
a
Yeah, that
miracle,
would be
probably. Really, at this point.
exactly. At this point, I don't think he falls to 19. Like
Yeah.
maybe earlier on in the season. On top of that, maybe Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon. I do like Malachi Lemon, a receiver. I would like to have another gadgety speed guy that
Hmm.
could come onto our roster if we don't fully believe in Jimmy Horn. And
Right.
he left
Someone with more size, right?
a little undersized. Yeah, he is. Yeah, and it left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth watching the all 22 version of that play, the last Rams play, because if he catches that ball, we're almost in field goal range and we're only down by 3. Like so that that's just you got to have those. Those are the layups. And the fact that the coaching staff didn't put him out there like very often. I hope I'm wrong. I would love for him to be a stud, but it makes me
Yeah.
think maybe we need to look elsewhere. At least look. And so
Hmm.
if we can get an explosive receiver like maybe Malachi Lemon or is a guy with a distinct name that goes to Oklahoma University. That's another speed guy. But yeah, if somebody like that, I would be willing to. But also, if we trade back, I wouldn't be upset with that either. Like if we can pick up some picks, maybe some future assets, maybe some assets in the first and second round, because we're right on the cusp at pick 19 of
Hmm.
being in position to get like a blue chip player or to delve into a pool where every player is kind of there's enough questions that we don't know.
Definitely. I think it's funny about Jacob Rodriguez because when you talked about him last week, I had like a couple of Colts fans that text me this like, "Dog, we need to get him in the second round."
Jacob Rodriguez.
Yeah, and
Honestly,
just
dog,
like,
I would love for him to be a Panther. Like I hope the secret doesn't get out.
and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool." Because I know for sure the Colts. They at this point, I'm just like focused on defense. Like I feel like we should just most of our first few picks should be defensive players. That's the way I feel. Just because we need better defensive players. I mean, on the defensive line, interior defensive line, edge rusher, um, linebackers. You
Right.
know, so we that's what we should be focusing on mainly. Obviously, you get help in the secondary too, to add depth, and then later in the rounds, if we can get a receiver. Well, we don't necessarily need a receiver unless Alec Pierce leaves in free agency. Then
Right.
we would need a receiver. But other than that, I would say just like adding depth to the offensive line late, and then maybe if you can get like another running back to add to the depth would be good.
Yeah.
To
I
the
mean,
position.
who's your backup right now? Running back.
Running back, DJ Giddens.
Hmm. Okay.
We drafted him last year. I mean, he didn't really play too much. He played a little bit here and there, and he wasn't really someone that could really spell Jonathan Taylor consistently. So
Yeah.
just have him someone you can consistently trust to do that, so you won't have to, you know,
Honestly, I feel like
rely on Jonathan Taylor a lot. Yeah.
if I'm a GM, I take late round darts at running backs in the fourth or fifth round every year. statistics. Actually, there was like some dude with too much free time on his hands like did a comprehensive study about where the best value at running back is, and it's
Hmm.
consistently in the fourth round. So
Wow.
if we in terms of production re- versus draft capital, and
Hmm.
so I'm somebody that like if that's the case, I'm just gonna throw the darts at the fourth round every year.
Yeah, I'm with that because you could always use another running back. Because running backs
Exactly.
get injured a lot. I mean,
Injured, and you can always use multiple. Look at Rico Dowdle. Like he was just a small, like kind of bargain signing, and he ended up being one of our most important pieces.
for sure. And you never know. Like, you don't want to like rely on running back to carry like the load because he can get like he could have so many carries that he's tired at some point, and he's
Hurt.
like you can just tell like he's not able to have as much burst or as much be effective as he was because he's carrying so much of the load.
Yeah.
Being able to spell him like it definitely helps. I mean, you see, I mean, like I said, like Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, like that great duo who made it to the Super Bowl before Zach Charbonnet got hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
think about those type of players. I mean,
And I'm a
I
Zach
think
Charbonnet fan. I liked him coming out of the draft, and I drafted him two different years in fantasy football. So
fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, definitely. But as we get out of here, man, any last words before we get out of here?
I mean, hey, may the best team win tomorrow. Honestly, I just want a good game.
Good game, entertaining game. You know, some splash moments, some entertaining plays,
Make it
catches,
fun.
throws,
And
defensive plays
talking
for sure.
about
Make it fun.
entertaining plays, go see the flick. It's coming out this week. If you're in Charlotte, go to the theater Charlotte. Just Google the flick, and you'll see my big smiling face on one of the posters.
Absolutely, go check that out. If you're in Charlotte, enjoy theater, enjoy entertainment, plays, any type, any of that. You go check John out
Honestly,
in the
I
play.
I'm biased, but I do think it's a really good play. So if you're somebody that likes movies or like stuff like that, being entertained, highly recommend it.
Absolutely. And it'll be available for multiple days too. It's just not just one day, so you don't have to worry
Yep,
about choosing one day. You can look at the schedule and pick a day that you want to go
2 weeks.
see it.
So for this week, this upcoming week and next week, like odds are, if you pick a day, we'll be performing.
Nice, nice. Looking forward to that for sure. And as we always say as we get out here, go Panthers, go Colts, keep pounding for the shoe. Y'all have a good week.